Hey, welcome back. This week's Python Turtle, part 5. I'm going to show you how to use the random function to go to a random position on the screen. But before I do that, I'm going to show you something which I think is quite clever that I found during the week, which is linked to the code we did last week. So let's get going. So last week, this was the code we had on the screen. Press stop and run. We asked the question, how big a radius do I want my dot? And let's just make it so we can still see it. Just over there. So let's say I want it 50. Our turtle draws a circle with a radius of 50 and fills it in with red. And I don't know if you remember last week, if we change the value of the dot size to a minus number, so I'll put minus in there and then stop and run that. Let's get to the code. Oh, come on. 50. I'd have to put minus 15 because I've done it in the code, and press enter. It draws a circle down the page. Well, during the week while I was looking around, I found this bit of code here. So where has it gone? So this is how I found this code, and basically this is doing what I'll put a copy of this code in so you can have a little play with this yourself. But basically this is a bit of code that creates a circle which increases in size every time the loop here runs, once above the line, once below the line, and then does a little bit of a left turn. If I press stop and run this, you can see our turtle's going around in circles, once one way, once the other way. Okay, and what you can't see from that though, or maybe you can just about start to see it now, it's actually making the circles start to turn around the middle. What we can do is if I change the speed to say 200, and then press stop and then press run, look at that. That makes me so happy. Yeah, I know, I'm sad. So you can experiment with that. So I'll put this code in there. I'll just briefly run through how this works. So line 12 here is a loop. It's just really a loop that goes around 100 times. For the purpose of this, you don't need to worry about it. If you wanted to do more than 100, change this number here. If you want to make the circles tighter together, change the 5 here, or make it bigger. And the speed was this line up here. Okay, that was my little bit of fun, which I thought I'd share with you. So this week I wanted to talk to you about the coordinates. If I go back to the other page, oh, it's not there because I stopped it. Stop and run. If I just let that finish. Everything on this bit of code here centers around everything starting from the middle of the screen, and the middle of the screen is known as the origin, and in this program the origin is slap bang in the middle of what is a screen that's about 500 wide by 400 high. I found some code that allows us to interact with this that makes it maybe a little bit easier to understand, but so I'm just going to try and share that with you. So this is the bit of code here. I don't honestly, oh no, it's not this bit. So this is the code here, and this little bit of code simply prints out where the turtle is when you click on the screen. So if I tell you what, I'm just going to run this here. I'll put a copy in the code. If I press run now, so the turtle is in the middle. If I try and click on the turtle, you'll see down here I've got a number that's around about 0, 0. So the middle for this program is 0, 0, also called the origin. Anywhere in this top right hand corner, or let's click somewhere. So if I just click, say halfway, or yeah, if I click about there, the coordinates of where I am at the moment, or when I clicked there, are 282 and for the x value and 266 for the y value. Now what does that mean? Well, it just means that you're a certain distance to the right for the x value and upwards for the y value. So it's a positive x value and a positive y value. If I click closer to the origin, you'll see that both those numbers are smaller at 74 and 60. If I go towards the top in here, the x value will remain small, but the y value gets bigger, closer to that 400 I mentioned. And similarly over this way, if I hover close to the x-axis, the x value will be a big number, 265, and the y value will be 23. So in this top right hand corner here, everything is a positive number. Similarly, down in the bottom left hand corner, both those numbers are going to be negative. So if I think it's about 400 wide, about halfway is say 200. If I click about here, I should see a value of about minus 200 and close to 0, which I've got down there. Equally, if I come to the middle and then try and come straight down, the x value should be close to 0 and the y value heads towards 400. So come down here in the corner and we should see something around about minus 500, minus 400, which we have. So that's positive, both negative. Right, so the confusing thing sometimes is the opposite two squares. So in this part here, the x value is negative because it's going backwards, and the y value remains positive. So if I come about 3/4 of the way along, let's say it's about 375, and then up to about here, we've got around about 300. So we've got minus 400 plus 300. So with this little bit of code here, you can work out, if you can imagine you're going to draw a house, and let's say you wanted to put a house which had something, a corner starting there, we could click there and we could say, right, well, I know that's minus 300 plus 202. In that case, I'll probably just go for 200. And then just to prove the other bit works, in the bottom right hand corner, let's go down the y-axis. So we'll have a low x value, but a high minus value. Okay. So that's what I wanted to show you there. And then I want to put this together with making our turtle go to a random position on the screen. But let's do a new bit of code here. First of all, the goTo function, turtle dot, import turtle, sorry, wrong way around, func turtle dot, no, turtle, come on Colin, import turtle, spelt the right way round, jeepers. We need that beginning and ending part we normally use, don't we? So let's just go and grab that from here. WN turtles, that one. Put that into here, and then WN dot exit on click. Was it exit on click? Exit on click. All right. Let's copy that. Come down to Thonny, paste that in there. So those are my two placeholders. Now, if I have create a turtle called Pragya equals turtle dot turtle with a capital T, open close bracket, and then if I do Pragya Can't spell her name now. Pragia dot go to. And if I put an X position and a Y position, so imagine I want her to appear, let's say on the right hand side up here, I can say go to 200, 150. Let's run that. Save that. And that's Praga drawing a line from the origin to 200, 150. I can make her just appear over there, or make her go travel there. So I can do Pragia dot pen up. Pragia dot pen down. And I could do Pragia dot go to, and let's make her go to 300, 200. Run that. So she, instead of starting drawing in the middle, she went to that position there, and then she drew a line up to 300, 200. Okay. The last thing today I want to show you is about going to random positions. So I'm just going to tinker with my code here. I'm changing my top line here to say import turtle and random. I'm going to create a loop that I want to run 10 times for I in range 10, and that needs a colon on the end of the line. And how much of this code here can I reuse? Okay, I'll just leave it there for the moment. First of all, I'm going to do X position. That's a variable I'm creating, equals random dot rand int. So that says that's a way of getting a random integer, a whole number. So the X values are going to go from minus 450 to plus 450. So I'm not going all the way to the edge. I'm stopping short of the edge. I'm just going to copy that. Copy, Control V. Y position equals random 350 and 350. So what I'm doing there is I'm creating a random number between minus 450 and positive 450 for the Y position, and for the X position, and for the Y position I'm doing slightly smaller because the screen is a rectangle shape. Okay, so I'm now going to bring this line back into my code. So I just press the tab key there. So I want the pen to go up. I want Praga to go to my random position, so I change the 200 there and go X pos Y pos, and instead of Praga.pen down, I'm just going to do stamp. I don't need this bottom line here because all I'm going to do is just do some stamping on the screen, and let's see what that does. Okay, let's just do one more thing. Let's do Pragia.speed. Let's make it really nifty, 100. In that case, I'm going to change that to 100. I'm going to run that. And believe it or not, that was 100 random positions for X and Y. I hope you've enjoyed that. That concludes today's video. And in the next video, I'm going to introduce some random colors and some random shapes to our turtle. All right, see you next time.